Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about linear inequalities in slope-intercept form. So, linear inequalities are just like linear equations with the exception of not having an equal sign but having an inequality instead. So, instead of it being y equals mx plus b, we're either going to have y is greater than, y is less than, y is greater than or equal to, or y is less than or equal to. So when we do have a linear inequality, if we have a greater than sign or a less than sign, just remember that our line is dashed. And if we have a greater than or equal to sign or a less than or equal to sign, just remember that we have a solid line. So here we have an example. Y is less than 3x minus 8. So we're going to start off by just graphing this as we normally would with a linear equation. And because it's y is less than 3x minus 8, just be mindful that we're going to use a dashed line. So here, we're going to graph this as we normally would. This is our slope. So our slope is 3. And our y-intercept is negative 8. So our slope is 3 over 1, and our y-intercept is negative 8. So we're going to start off at negative 8. And because our slope is 3 over 1, we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over to the right 1. And then we're going to keep doing the same thing until we have some points. So I have more than enough points here. So now I'm going to use a dashed line because we have y is less than. So after we do that, we need to see, so I'm going to just erase this. We need to see which side we're going to shade. So if we're going to shade to the left of the line or to the right of the line. And in order to do that, we're going to pick a coordinate on each side and see which one is true, which one creates a true statement. So again, the easiest point that you could pick is 0, 0. And you're going to substitute the y and the x for that coordinate. So in this case, it's going to be 0 is less than 3 times 0 minus 8. So 0 is less than 3 times 0 is 0 minus 8. So 0 is less than negative 8. And 0 is not less than negative 8, so that's not true. So the coordinate we picked here is not true. And so we're going to pick another coordinate on the other side and see if it is true. So here I could pick any coordinate. So I'm just going to pick 6, 1. And we're going to test that out and see if that creates a true statement. So we're going to substitute our x and our y value. So if we're picking the coordinate 6, 1, our y value is 1. So 1 is less than 3 times 6 minus 8. So 1 is less than 3 times 6 is 18 minus 8. So 1 is less than 10, which is true. So this coordinate gives us a true statement. And so because 0, 0 is not true and this coordinate is true, we're going to shade to the right side of the line. So any coordinate that I'm shading right now will also give us a true statement. Okay, So again, remember any coordinate that we could pick here would make this statement true. And so let's move on to our next example. So we have y is greater than or equal to 1 over 2x plus 4. So because we have y is greater than or equal to, we're going to have a solid line. And so here our slope is half. So 1 over 2. And our y-intercept is 4. So we're going to start at our y-intercept, and we're going to go up 1 over 2, and we're going to keep doing that until we have some points that we could use. Right? So I'm going to stop because I have more than enough points here. And because it's y is greater than or equal to, we're going to use a solid line. And now we're going to pick two coordinates to see which one gives us a true statement, so we know where to shade. And remember that using 0, 0 is probably the easiest point that you could use. So 0 is greater than or equal to a half times 0 plus 4. Just be mindful that if the line is on 0, 0, you cannot use it. So 0 is greater than or equal to half times 0 is 0 plus 4. And so 0 is greater than or equal to 4, which is not true. So here, this is not true. So we're going to pick another coordinate on the opposite side of the line to see if it is true. So here we could pick, let's say, we could pick 1, 6. So our y value is 6 in this case. So 6 is greater than or equal to a half times 1 plus 4. So 6 is greater than or equal to half plus 4. So 6 is greater than or equal to 4.5, which is true. So this coordinate gives us a true statement, meaning we have to shade everything above the line. Okay, so that's it for this example. Just remember that any point that I pick in this shaded region, or even in the line because it's y is greater than or equal to, will make this statement true. So here I have y is greater than negative 4x plus 3. So remember that because it's y is greater than, that this is going to be a dashed line. So our slope here is negative 4. And our y-intercept is 3. So on our graph, we're going to start at 3. And then since our slope is negative 4 over 1, we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 1, and so on. So because it's y is greater than, we are going to use a dashed line here. Just going to extend my line on both sides. Alright, so now we're going to pick two coordinates, one on each side of the line, to see which one gives us a true statement. So 0, 0 is the easiest one that we could use if it's available. So 0 is greater than -4 times 0 plus 3. So 0 is greater than, -4 times 3 is 0, plus 3. 0 is greater than 3, and we know that this is not true. So we're going to pick another coordinate on the other side. So I'm going to just pick the coordinate 2, 1. So here the y value is 1, so 1 is greater than -4 times 2 plus 3. So 1 is greater than -4 times 2 is -8 plus 3. So 1 is greater than -8 plus 3 is -5. So 1 is greater than -5, which is true. So we could shade this side of the line, so the right side. So true. And so we're just going to shade. And so just be mindful that any coordinate that I picked on this shaded region would make this a true statement as well. So here we have our last example. Y is less than or equal to -3/4x plus 6. So because we have less than or equal to, we're going to have a solid line. So we're going to graph this as we normally would. We have -3/4, which is our slope. And here we have our y-intercept, which is 6. So we're going to start at 6. And because our slope is -3/4, we're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to use a solid line because its y is less than or equal to. So here we're going to test out two coordinates. We're going to substitute x and y to see if we get a true statement. So y is less than or equal to -3/4x plus 6. So we're going to pick the coordinate 0, 0. So 0 is less than or equal to -3/4 times 0 plus 6. So 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 6. 0 is less than or equal to 6, and that is true. And so now we're going to just test out another coordinate on the other side of the line to see if it is true or not true. So I'm going to pick the point, the coordinate 8, 1. So I'm going to substitute y with 1. So 1 is less than or equal to -3/4 x plus 6. So here we have 1 is less than or equal to, sorry, I forgot to substitute the x with 8. So times 8 plus 6. -3 times 8 is -24/4 plus 6. So here we have -24/4 is -6 plus 6. So 1 is less than or equal to 0. So 1 is not less than or equal to 0, so this is not true. So we're going to shade in everything to the left and underneath this line. And that's it.